Okay, so this is the new Forspoken demo that was dropped at the Game Awards, and I've seen a few other people post videos on this, and there seems to be some confusion. So I'm going to go over some things that I have discovered in my playtime that I've found make for a significantly better game experience. Um, One that most everyone has discovered is that the performance mode is definitely the way to play. It defaults to quality focus, which is 30 frames, and doesn't really seem to make a significant difference in the quality of the picture. It keeps the resolution up better, but still, this game definitely needs 60 frames for, best gameplay. I don't really care for motion blur, so I turned that off as well. But performance mode definitely seems to be where it's at. It's just an overall significantly smoother and better looking experience. The ray tracing mode doesn't seem to make any difference at all, other than turning the frame rate down to a much slower pace, which you can definitely see as you pan the camera around. It's just much choppier, and there's no real-time reflections. Doesn't seem to change how the lighting bounces off the clothes or the grass or anything, so I don't know what it's doing, but it's not really noticeable. Also, there's a few other things that I did with the controls. One of the things that I felt like really helped the combat flow was the automatic support spell switching. Turning that on definitely seems to help with the combat flow, as the support spells all have a pretty long cooldown, and having to constantly manually switch to that on your own is just pretty annoying, and having it just kind of there after you've used one that's on a cool, and then that one's on a cooldown, and have it switch to another one and just rotate through them is a much better combat experience. Also, I've noticed that several people didn't look at the controls at all in game, and that will give you a list of all the different ways that you can actually swap between magic. Most notably, you can do that on the thumb pad by pushing left or right, and that makes for a much better combat flow than having to constantly hold down both L and R to switch. So that's also a better way to approach combat. Or you can use the touchpad, and that also works, instead of having to use this, which in my opinion kind of sucks during combat to have to do that. Between that and the ray trace performance mode, it makes a significant difference when fighting enemies to have those abilities just auto change for you. And also with a few abilities, there is a change in what it does depending on how you approach the combat. It doesn't tell you about that until you've done it, for whatever reason. But like, you charge and you'll throw that, but if you charge and then do the big sidestep, it does it different, which can be quite useful, but it doesn't really explain that you can do that, from what I noticed. But being able to swap on the fly between the different circles is pretty useful. And you can build up some pretty good synergy with the abilities. And it works out pretty well. Hope this helps.